Hello, everybody. Thanks for tuning in to Too Strong, where Too Strong is always better than one every single time. At least we still convinced of that. Prove me wrong, and then we can talk. But we got a special guest. Flat Earth Dave, and Dave is solely, completely convinced that the Earth is flat. You can't tell him no different, and I'm okay with that. I'm gonna just jump right out there and get it jumping off right now, so we don't have no time for games. I don't know, but Dave keep telling me I do know. But maybe he know something that I don't, but I don't know if the Earth is round or flat. But if I had to, I'm gonna wait to expose that part. But I will lean towards one way if I was forced to with a gun on my head, like Dave said. What's wrong with you, Brown?
Yeah.
So Dave, man, tell us a little bit about who you are, man, and how you came to what you came to, and how you got to work to the point where you at now.
Yeah, I'm just a normal guy, and I was not in the conspiracy business, not in the podcasting business. I worked for a corporation. I left the corporation, started my own company, was doing extremely well, and at the same time, I started doing a conspiracy podcast, looking into all of the other deceptions that are going on in the world. And in the third year, people started sending me flat Earth stuff. And like any reasonable person, I would just ban them for life for being so stupid. And then finally, my friend Sophia Smallstorm made me look. And I went in with a bad attitude. I went in, I'm just going to disprove flat Earth and prove the globe and be done with this. And that's how you become a flat Earther. I love it when people say, I'm just going to go prove you wrong. I'm like, welcome to flat Earth. Because once you actually look and stop just watching what Google feeds you and watching, the Vsauce videos where, you walk to the edge of the Earth and you're leaning forward and, and then Bill Nye, the line guy with the bow tie, showing you how a boat goes over a curve. If we lived on a ball, yes, boats would go over a curve, but that's not what we see. That's not what we see. And it's only when you actually take the time and effort to go prove that stuff, do you actually see it. Because belief, as Crow 777 Radio says, belief is the enemy of knowing. Like, guys, I live in Connecticut. You can believe it and be done. Let's go have a beer, whatever. Forget it. Where's Dave live? He lives in Connecticut. That's a belief. Okay. If you wanted to know it, you have to take time and effort in, and you have to go look and, maybe do a little internet research, Facebook, find some friends. Oh, look, I found his high school. Yay. Look, this picture was taken here, and I verify that's in Connecticut. That takes time and effort, and people are lazy. Okay. DoorDash proves people are lazy. Not only do they not want to shop or cook, they want their fast food delivered to them on the couch. Okay. So, people are lazy, and it's only when you take the time and look. And I think, if we boil this whole thing down, we're here for a purpose, and that one of the purposes, or the highest purpose of life, is to gain maximum intellect. And when you take that path in your life, all doors open. It's amazing. This place, this realm we live in, is absolutely amazing. And the globe is a prison for your mind. And once you understand how that works and how that imprisons your mind and how people fight, literally, you can talk about goblins with somebody. Oh, I believe in goblins. Yeah. Oh, really? And you have a conversation. Then you tell the person, no, I believe the Earth is flat. And they're like, ah, and they want to beat you up, right? What's going on there? And we were talking about that before the show. That's a little bit of spell casting that's going on over the human race. People don't like to admit that they're wrong on stuff. So that's who I am. I walked away from my own company, which amazing. I had like the American dream. I started my own company. I'm my own boss, right? And I had lots of free time, and I was making more money than I ever thought. And I walked away from it all because I realized that it's not to convince people the Earth is flat. It's to free people's minds, because our world is going to crap, if you haven't noticed. And it's because all of the stuff that's going on, from the stuff that we can't even talk about, which is most everything on this platform. People are like, why are you talking about the shape of the Earth? It doesn't matter. I still have to go to work on Monday. Everything changes when you understand where you are, where your feet are planted, that you're at the center of creation. You're not a random speck that came from an amoeba that crawled out of a pond. That we are here in a designed world with great powers, and the people that we call the elite, the ruling class, they look at us as useless eaters, and they keep us as slaves. And it's truly amazing when you dig down and take the time and look. it's freeing. And once you become a flat earther, nobody goes back to the globe. Nobody. There's something to that. There's something to that. It's like snowboarding. Once you become a snowboarder, you never go back to skiing.
That's why I'm not snowboarding. I ain't skiing neither.
Yeah.
Oh man.
All right. So that was a little long, but that's my story.
All right. So this is what I want to do. This is what I want to do real quick. I really want to take a poll. I want to make this interesting. First, I want to know if you think the world is flat or round, and then at the end, we'll take another poll to see.
We convinced anybody.
Yeah. Are you convinced differently than what you were? Either way, we want to know.
I love it. You put a poll in the chat on YouTube. Is that what you're going to do?
Yeah, we're just doing it in the chat room. Yeah, where they can just so everybody's saying it's flat. So
everybody flat.
Oh,
everybody
okay. Why am I not seeing that chat room? I'm looking at your chat on YouTube. Is it somewhere else?
It's because your globe is flat and ours is round still.
All right, that's fine. That's fine. Let me know what the results are. Oh, there's a lot of flat in the chat. But yeah, I have to say, I'm going to say that it's a very unfair poll because the people here, they got my people here, you got your people here. It's like the way to really do a poll is to go to like a shopping mall or somewhere on the boardwalk and randomly talk to people. You got a lot of people that are coming here because of me. So
no, we don't. No.
Okay. All right. Or maybe they're not. Maybe some people are leaving because of me.
No, we don't. No, I was messing with you.
No, so far flat's won. I think it's a ratio of 3 to 1 right now for flat versus
I saw somebody sent me an article the other day. They said they're complaining about the education in America, and TikTok is ruining the minds of our children because 30% of the people on TikTok don't know that the earth is a globe. I'm like, yes. Yes. Hold on. They can't even determine if the earth is a globe. And I'm like, this is a good article.
Somebody said I came back here because of Dave. In other words, I left you clowns, but I'm only back for Dave. So you're right, Dave.
Come on.
You're right, man. Right. You the man. We're gonna give it to you. So okay. Now, what is your so you believe the earth, the earth is flat, or do you believe it's flat?
Well, let me tell you what I know. What I know is it's not a spinning ball in a scientifically impossible space vacuum. That's provable. I know that those lights we see in the sky are not what they tell us at the distances and sizes, and we can get into all of that. How that is actually scientifically provable. I know that the governments lie to us. I know that NASA's lying to us. I know that we didn't go to the moon. I know lots of things, and I know that the earth is not a globe. Now, does that mean I know it's flat? Well, it's a topographical horizontal plane. Okay. If you want to call that flat, I kind of do. Level is horizontal, right? On a globe, you can't have anything that's level or horizontal or parallel. There's not that doesn't exist on a globe. And when you start really thinking about that, it's like, wait a minute, how the heck does that work? So I know that we're not on a spinning ball, and water, they tell us the earth is 70% water. I think it's actually more. And water lays flat. It lies flat. And, how many flat surfaces of water do you need to create a sphere? So we can see too far. So if the earth isn't flat, it's 10,000 times bigger than they tell us. And I don't believe that. So, yeah, I believe it's flat.
Okay. But do you know it's flat?
I know it's not a ball. And the only way that I can describe it is the flat, that we live in this dielectric level, horizontal topographical plane. Yes.
I'm going to have to hook you up with Jesse Lee and say, okay, do you love white people? Well, I love all people. That's how you answer me right now. No, but really, I'm just like I said, I'm just asking, like, we know there's a difference. Well, I feel like there's a difference between thinking and knowing. So not do you think it's flat? I'm asking you, do you know it's flat, or do you just strongly believe it's flat?
Well, let me ask you a question, and I'm not trying to be, I'm not trying to skirt around it. I'm asking you a question. I know it's not a ball, and I know that water, the science of water, lies flat.
Dave,
okay. So, yeah. So, I think that's a knowing. I think I know it's flat.
I think I know it's flat. Okay.
Yeah.
I think I know. Okay. All right. I can go for that.
I could take that.
Yeah.
Okay. So here's my question. Give me 2 scientific, other than the ones you mentioned about the water and things curvature and all. Give me 2 scientific examples of why it's not round and why it is flat.
Okay, so on a globe, there's curvature, physical curvature. So my mouth is behind the curvature. You can't see it, right? And zooming in, you can't see it because there's a physical curve. So on a globe, the size that they tell us, 24,901 miles around, if you use actual math, their math, the Pythagorean theorem, they say, what's the drop, mile by mile? At 3 miles, there's a 6-foot drop. So that means a 6-foot tall person standing at the edge of perfectly calm water. I'm talking glass water, like not a ripple on it, and perfectly clear, the clearest air ever. Okay. They can only see the surface of the water for 3 miles because after that 3 miles, there's a 6-foot drop. And so it goes behind the curve. So there's a physical, if we lived on a ball, there's a physical curve. Now, if it got clearer, you couldn't see farther. It doesn't, because it can't, we're already in perfect conditions. If there's little waves, those waves are going to actually block you closer. And if there's fog, it's only going to bring the horizon closer. So on a ball, the horizon can only get closer than 3 miles. If you're standing up at the edge of the water, if you're sitting down, it's even closer. Okay. So we can measure how far we should be able to see. The problem is we can zoom in on things farther. Here is a photo that was taken fairly recently, and there's a whole bunch of mountains over here. Okay. These mountains are over 700 miles away. Now, yes, he's up high on a mountain, but the reason that this photo was taken easily, because when you're down low, the air is the thickest and it becomes soup. Just a couple of miles, it's hard to see. 50 miles, it turns into an opaque wall sometimes, even on a fairly clear day. But up high, the air is thinner, clearer, and you can see farther. The tops of these mountains should be over 40 miles below the physical curve, but we can see them. You know what mainstream science says about this? You know what the globe trolls, the flat earth trolls say about it? No, they don't even want to address it because refraction doesn't explain it. Okay.
That's what I thought
all of these mountains, that's the only thing they can say. All of these mountains are the right shape, in the right position. Now people go, well, we can't see the bottom. And that has to do with the topographical effects. You're like, this mountain here is blocking, like this isn't ground level. This is pretty high and it's blocking things. So you're losing parts of the bottom because of atmospheric compression, because of topographical things, because of atmospheric things. But that doesn't matter. We can see the tops of these mountains. We can see most of the mountain. Okay. 40 miles of curvature. Okay. Is that proof?
I would say that if all the mathematics that you spoke was reality, then yeah, that it would be difficult to disprove that, what you said.
Good answer. And because you shouldn't just believe this. Now, this is something, whenever I get Dave, you're not going to pay your 3 Bitcoins no matter what I say. And I'm like, I'll throw that picture at them. And they're like, well, if I took you to space, I don't have the money. I'm like, you want to take me to fake space, a place that you can't go to prove that the earth is a globe when the earth isn't a globe. I'm like, how about we just go to this mountain and take the picture ourselves? I don't need to take the picture. I know it's real. Okay. Go check it out yourself. And the conditions are usually pretty good at that altitude. You can probably take that picture on most days. Now, this is a balloon at 20 miles high, right? This is just like the cloud deck down here. The sky is black, 20 miles, 120,000 feet. Okay. That's 20 miles. Now, ready? This is where your brain is going to melt. Ready? Kansas, pretty flat, right? That's what they tell us, right? Kansas, flat as a pancake. Okay. From one end of Kansas to the other. Now, if I was here, where's Kansas? Whatever. I'm here in Kansas, right? I'm at the top of the ball, and I want to go to the other end of Kansas. There should be 20 miles of curvature. Okay, from one end of Kansas to the other. So from one end of Kansas, it drops as much as the height of this balloon. Now, this is where your brain goes, I can't make sense of that. I can't figure it out. And the reason you can't figure it out is because it's absolutely ridiculous, because it would have to be if we lived on a ball. Okay. People don't realize that that's what it would have to be, but it's not. It's flat. Airplanes fly straight and level over an Earth plane, right? Kansas is flat. The whole world is flat. 20 miles of curvature. Come on.
Okay. I can buy that.
Yeah.
Someone had a good question in the chat. Explain the lights in the sky. I'm going to call them moon and call them sun and call them the stars, but explain them.
Great question. And the only thing that we can honestly say about the lights in the sky is that they're lights in the sky. You can't tell what something is, how far it is, until you can actually know the distance or know the size before because if you don't know the distance and size, they're just lights. And I'm going to show you something. Where is it? Oh, I have to remember my alphabet because everything's in alphabetical order. So when you look into the sky, you think you see things, right? So here is a sunrise or a moonrise, not sure, right? Would you say that's the moon or the sun? Don't know, right? Don't know. Is it spherical? Explain it to me. Tell me what you know about this. Tell me everything you know about this.
It's a light.
It's a light. That's all you really know.
Mm-hmm.
It looks spherical, right? But if we if we move it forward, we see that it's actually a train and it's got some square lights on it. It's got a whole bunch of lights, okay? But that's how we see in the distance. So we don't know what those things are, okay? We don't know what those things are. And when you look, our consumer optics have outgrown their lies. And when we look at stars, this is supposedly a star factory. Dust and gases compressing into themselves, creating stars and spitting them out like a ping pong ball machine. This is what they tell us. How do you have dust and gas in a vacuum? Okay, they're literally laughing. They completely laugh at us because they tell us things that are absolute contradictions in themselves. Right, here's the star Sirius. When you zoom in on Sirius, now this one might be a little out of focus, but what are these cymatic patterns we're seeing? Okay, what is that? Right. Right. And one of my favorites is Arcturus. When you look at Arcturus, this one's amazing. And this one you can see with your naked eye. You can see all the colors. It's one of the brightest stars up in the sky. With your naked eye, you can see this, right? It's not a burning ball of gas 100 trillion miles away. They tell us Arcturus is this big compared to the sun. Okay. Right. But they tell us it's 211 trillion miles away. Okay. If you do the math on that, it would have to be, I think it's 70 million or billion times brighter than the sun for us to see it. Okay. And the size doesn't even work. I'm just talking about the brightness. Okay. Right? Because as light spreads out, it spreads out. Like if a balloon, the rubber of a balloon was light, as it spreads out, as you blow it up bigger and bigger, it gets thinner and thinner because it has to cover more area. And if you blow a balloon up to 100 miles wide, would the balloon even exist? Would you even be able to see any of the particles of the balloon? Right? When photons are coming out of the sun, if you believe in that, let's say they're all side by side, but then when you go 10 feet out, are they still side by side or are they spreading out and getting dimmer and dimmer? Then you go 100 miles out, like, are they even near each other? Are they producing light anymore? Okay. When you actually start looking into these things, you realize that none of them make any sense. Why are all of the stars basically the same brightness? Why are they all fixed in the sky? Why are they all fixed? What I mean by fixed is go out tonight, take a picture of the stars at a certain time, put a note in your calendar to do the same thing next year at the same time, or in even 10 years, same night, same time, and every star will be in the exact same place. Every star will be in the exact same place. Does that make any sense to you? If we're corkscrewing through space? Right?
It does make sense if I know who hung them. So, I mean,
if you know who hung, well, hey, want to get into the creation? I mean, this place is created. Those stars are fixed in their position in the firmament. And then we have the wandering stars, which we call planets. This is what we're supposedly doing. If you believe we live on a globe, you believe this. Okay. We're spinning at 1,000 miles an hour. So when I'm watching the sunset, it's not just going away like we see it. I'm actually falling over backwards faster than the speed of sound. And it's appearing that the sun is going away or going down. Okay. I'm orbiting at 66,600 miles an hour. I'm chasing the sun at 500,000 miles per hour, right? Let's just look at those. This is at those speeds. This is the hypersonic sled track, right? If you just Google it, you'll find it and you'll hear the sound. It's shocking. It goes by a Mach 8.6. 8.6. Okay. You can barely fathom this speed. Watch it go by. Ready? Tell me if you see it. Ready? You're up. Didn't even see it. All right. Can you fathom twice that speed? No, you can't. Okay. You have to believe, if you believe in the globe, that we are orbiting in an elliptical orbit, right? Elliptical means that we're changing our trajectory all the time. We're not going in a straight line like an airplane. Okay. We don't have a shell over us like in an airplane, right? We are spinning and whipping around the sun 10 times faster than this, 10 times. And we're chasing the sun at 100 times faster than that. All of these curved trajectories, curving at the same, if you're going whatever speed, if you take a turn, that feels like acceleration. That is acceleration. That force is acceleration. So we're having all of the, we're going 10 times and 100 times faster than this. And we go out into nature, we see stuff like this. Okay. Okay. Now, God gave you something that could tell you that this isn't moving. Men in bow ties and white lab coats gave you the nonsense and tell you that we're moving in all these different directions. God gave you common sense. These idiots, not idiots, these deceivers gave you nonsense. Nonsense. Look at that.
Let me tell you what nonsense is. You ready? I want to take a moment to say this to get to clear here. First of all, we're laughing because you're very entertaining, and what you're saying is making sense. Okay, that's right. We're laughing.
Thoroughly making sense.
Yeah, you're making all the sense in the world. But idiots, and I'm gonna call them idiots. I think they're some of your people, but that's okay. You didn't say it. I did it. Idiots will jump on here and assume they know what somebody's thinking.
Mm-hmm.
So let me tell you right away, you dumb. Because you don't know, because we ain't said nothing. We're asking questions. And what's wrong with that?
Yeah.
One thing
that finish. Go ahead.
One thing that I do know, and I'm gonna reveal this now. If I have to choose a side, I'm gonna have to go with flat. I've been saying that. I've said that the last time we had you on the show. You probably don't remember. I don't remember how long ago it was. But anyway, I would have to go with flat. Because it's just, I don't have all the evidence that you have, but it's only logical to me. It just makes simple, logical sense.
Sure.
But I can't say that I know because I simply don't know. And the reason why I don't know, and because I haven't really did a bunch of research or looked into it like that, because I don't care to that extent. You understand what I'm saying? I don't care to that extent because I got other more important things to be dealing with. But no, I think it's a very interesting conversation. Just like last time, and I stand on what I stand on. I can't say that I know the earth is flat, but I can say that I believe that the earth is flat. That's why I was trying to get you to take a side, whether you know or whether you believe. But I will say that I stand on, I believe, but I don't know.
So I want to apologize for flat earthers because flat earthers, we get so emotional, because we see it. And when we come across somebody that doesn't see it, sometimes people we're really mean. Sometimes we're really mean and we don't realize it. So, and
that's dumb.
I always tell people, it's not that they're dumb. They're just over exuberant. And I used to do it. And sometimes I'm mean too. Sometimes I just snap and I just call people all sorts of stuff. But I try to keep it, I remember I was a globetard too. I banned people for life from my podcast. Okay. And I say globetard because that's the name. I like it. I like the name globetard, and you can call me flattard. I don't care. Okay. But I know more. I know that I don't know everything, right? Globe people think they know everything, but they can't come up with one proof that we live in a globe other than, one day I'm going to take you into space and then I'm going to prove it. And I'm like, I'm not even sure that would prove it because how our eyes work. If you flew away from a flat earth, you'd probably see a globe.
So I'll since Corey gave his 5 cents, I'm going to give my 3 cents.
Okay.
Because you brought your 2 cents. We should have a pretty fair amount of money by that point. That'll make it 10 cents.
That would be 10 cents, right?
That'd
Very good.
10 cents right there. Yeah.
So you guys could do math too. This is awesome.
Hey, I didn't say I didn't know math. I just say I don't know the math that makes the earth flat.
Yeah.
So here's my take on this. Okay. And I come 100% to the table about flat or round from a God-centric point of view, not in terms of he said it was flat and he didn't say it was round, but here's why I come from God-centric. whether it's flat or it's round. This is why neither one will dissuade me because as far as creation goes. Here's why. If what they say is true, it makes complete sense that God can make that happen and still keep a lake placid. The earth could be spinning it could be spinning 50 billion times that speed, and it still wouldn't matter to me because he can make it spin that speed and make everything stay on earth completely calm and placid. So that for me, even if you were to tell me that the earth is flat, and I believe that, okay, still only one person's in charge of it, or the earth is round, still the same thing. He can make anything happen he wants on earth. He can defy what we consider gravity anyway. So if it is that at that speed, I'm supposed to get slung off the earth, well, he's the one keeping me grounded. So either way, it doesn't dissuade me from my belief of it being created. I know what their goal is to try and keep people away from the idea that the world was created by something and it just exploded there. But for me, and again, people notice the words I'm using. Me, just this one here, my Mr. 2 cents, 3 cents. Sorry, 2 cents is down there. I don't have a dog in the fight other than for educational purposes or for curiosity. I want to know what other people think about it, whether it's for them it's flat or whether it's round. But I get where you're coming from as to why you do know that the fact that people think it's round is a deterrent from the creation aspect of it. I can get that completely.
Well, I think that the globe earth is to hide God, and it's to hide creation, and it's to make you believe in a whole bunch of nonsense, and it's to take your God-given power away. And, you know, sure, if you want to go along the line that, hey, God can do whatever he wants, and God can make us believe whatever he wants. I don't think that that's a very good excuse, especially if you start looking into religious books, the Quran, the Bible. They're talking about flat earth. If you go on my app, you click the web button and you scroll down, top right is Biblical 24/7. But this one, where is it? Right here, Biblical Flat Earth, right? You hit that. There are videos in here that if you're a Bible believer or a Bible hater, you need to watch all of these videos, okay? And a great one, if you want movie night, watch it with the family. It's Heliosaucery. It's pretty new. Fantastic. But just go through these, pick some short ones if you don't have time. There's so much in here. There's hundreds of verses in the Bible that talk about a level, stationary, non-moving plane. It cannot be moved. And it's funny that you say that you know, biblically, when I was a kid looking into all different, you know, religions and spirituality, I was like, in the Bible, it says that the stars fall to earth at some point, right? I'm like, a star can't fall to earth. It would eat the earth. The star, you know, we're a grain of sand next to this gigantic star, right? A star can't fall to earth. But then if you look at the flat earth view, I think this is me, not speaking for other flat earthers. I think the stars are angelic, okay? I think they're angelic. I think they're souls. I think stars have to do with where our souls reside, and they stay in their place because they've reached perfection. Angels are perfection. Okay, we come down here, we're moving around in these meat suits, doing all these crazy things because we're trying to gain knowledge. We're trying to expand the mind of the Creator. And once you understand how this place works, or even how it's, you know, how it's not a globe, how we're not in a prison, as I said earlier, everything opens up. So, you know, saying that, you know, the God can hold lakes placid when we're spinning and whirling and twirling, I don't even know if God can do that. So I'm just kidding. God can do anything, but it doesn't really.
You're looking to get strung up and quartered, bro.
No, that's okay. That's all right. I make jokes, and it's okay. It's all right. I'm not being blasphemous. Sometimes I do, you know, say I do say some strings of words that are not good, and I get yelled at for it, and I try to correct myself. It's just an old habit. So. If you look into the Bible, you know, first page 1 of the Bible, God separated the waters from the waters and created the firmament. And, you know, the earth is stationary. I can't remember how many verses say it's stationary, it does not move. It's on pillars. It's very, very interesting. So I encourage people, spend a couple of days. I'd like to say a couple of hours, spend a couple of days on that list of videos, and you'll be blown away.
So are you saying, and I'm not debunking it either way, are you saying that biblically it's clear that the earth is flat?
Oh, absolutely. 100%. There's so many verses in the Bible that talk about a level, stationary, non-moving earth. And then, you know, then you come at it. And here's the thing. I don't lead with the Bible because when I was first getting into this, I didn't believe in any religions. I didn't believe in a creator. I believed, I was a globe head. We came from evolution, and I'd be listening to a podcast. These guys are great. They're such great information. Bam, bam, bam. Then they mention the Bible or the Quran or something. I'm like, oh, a bunch of religious crackpots, and I throw out all my notes. Okay, and that was me. And so I know that there's people out there that will use the Bible as proof. Great, good for you. But science, actual science, physical science is good for everybody, and it doesn't exclude anybody, right? There's a lot of people that do not believe in God, the Bible, they're atheists, whatever. So bringing a biblical proof to them will do no good. Bringing scientific proof and go, and by the way, it's also in the Bible. And by the way, this one's also in the Bible. And by the way, this one's also in the Bible. Then it ties it all together. The reason they're hiding the flat earth is because it hides God. Or it makes God harder, or, weaker, smaller, diluted. Like if you want to dilute something, what do? You put it into a bigger container, right? So if you have a solution or whatever it is, you put it in a bigger container, that deletes it, dilutes it. So you take the biblical earth and you put it into infinite space, and we're flying through infinite space. And, a Jesuit priest came up, one day there was nothing. It exploded, became everything. Then all the rocks turned into perfect balls, and all of the gases collapsed into perfect balls and left a vacuum in between, scientifically impossible, unless, of course, God wants it. And all of this crazy stuff that we can't actually reproduce ever. You can't have high pressure next to low pressure without a physical container, without a physical barrier. You can't do it. But we have the vacuum of space adjacent to the Earth spinning, right? Well, gravity is holding the air down. That's a ridiculous statement, but it's what do you call it when the long bomb and the last throw of the football?
Hail Mary.
It's a Hail Mary. It's a Hail Mary to hold on to your globe. Okay? It's a Hail Mary to hold on to your globe. I was going
to say something.
No, go ahead.
Somebody want to know ask him if he believes the map was flipped. I don't know what that means. I mean, I don't know.
The map was flipped. The flipped upside down, or I'm not sure what they mean. But if you look at the maps, no globe maps are used for navigation. Pilots, navigation is all used with the Gleason's map. That's the best map that we have. Is it a perfect map? I don't know. But if you look at, this is the Mercator map, and the light blue is how they show us the size of these countries, but the dark green is the actual size. And if you look at that next to the flat Earth map, the sizes kind of line up, right? It's interesting. Again, they're hiding maps from us. They're hiding, our ability to explore the Earth. We're not allowed to go beyond 60 degrees south. Why is that? Why don't we have independent exploration free of, being stopped, arrested, and jailed?
No,
beyond 60 degrees south.
It's for our own safety and stuff.
Yeah, safety. Yeah,
for our own safety. They care about us. Yes,
they care
and stuff.
Yeah, they care. They care. Yes, very good.
Yeah, I see. Here's okay. So here's why I say I'm gonna give another explanation for why I say I don't know, because I don't. Logically, it tells me obviously that the Earth is flat, but then I don't put limits on God, so I don't know. You understand what I'm saying?
I understand, but God gave you common sense. Your
Absolutely.
Common sense from God is telling you that you're not on a scientifically impossible spinning space pair. Okay. Your Bible tells you that we are stationary, enclosed.
Yeah. So with that now, and again, I'm not debunking what you're saying, but I'm just wondering. But so with all that, what you just said, why won't you commit to saying, I know for 100% sure that the Earth is flat?
Because I'll tell you why. Because and maybe I will, but let me tell you. I know 1,000. So there's different flat earthers, and there's people. Some people think it's an infinite plane. Some people think that there's a hard, fast glass dome. Glass-like dome, like the Bible talks about looking glass. And some people think that there's land beyond Antarctica. I do. Some people think that, it depends on how you look at the Bible, the 4 quarters of the earth. Well, I guess what? This little pond might be one of hundreds of ponds of worlds. Okay. And so all of them are not a spinning ball in space. So we know that. What is this realm? It's level and horizontal. That's flat. So yeah, I know it's flat. How's that? I know it's flat.
That's a.
I know it's flat. I know it's flat, but I can scientifically prove that it's not a globe, right? I can prove it.
Yeah.
I can prove I'm not white, but I don't know if I'm black.
That's what he said.
Oh my God.
I can prove I'm not white, but I can't tell you if I'm black.
Oh man. No, but that's good. You finally came to the conclusion that you know. This makes history, right? It happened on the show.
It did.
I
convinced him he's a flat earther.
I've actually said it before. I kind of try to tread lightly in that area because people are like, well, this and that, and then they get all technical. I don't need that. I don't need a million equations to understand that the water is flat. Okay, that I can see too far. Okay, yeah. We don't need to see hundreds and hundreds of miles. We need to see 10 miles. Okay, 10 miles are 66 feet of curvature if the Earth is a globe. 66 feet. That's a 6-story building. Okay, but we can get the sun and flash a mirror right on the beach, and somebody can see us miles and miles away, and there should be a 10-story building in between us. Well, you wouldn't be able to see a mirror flash if there was a 10-story hump of water in between you. Okay. So that's scientific to me. People say, well, when you're shooting a laser, the laser's popping up over the curve, and then the people on the other side are seeing the laser beam. Okay. I think that's hogwash, but you can argue all day about it. When you do a mirror flash, and anybody could do this, early in the day or late in the day when the sun is down, go get 2 people, go in a field, whatever. It doesn't matter. Not even that far, a beach or wherever. And the sun is behind me. So the person over there, they get a mirror and they flash the sun at me. It hits me in the face. It's literally the sun. Now, put a car in between you or a house. When they flash that mirror, I'm not going to even see the mirror, see them or the flash. Okay? At 10 miles, there should be 66 feet of blockage. Now, people say, well, it's not 66 feet. It's because you're sharing the curve and it's the hump and it's the Sagitta and it's only 33 feet. Okay, 33 feet. I'm sorry. You're still not going to see it. You can give the globe every benefit of the doubt. Ridiculous. It's like you can just give them every advantage they need, and it still doesn't work.
Yeah. I get it, man. I mean, I ask questions because I'm gauging, but I think that it'd be really good to take some calls.
Indeed.
Yes, definitely. And flat earthers, feel free to call in. But if you think the Earth is not a globe and you have proof, I'm offering 3 Bitcoins. Let's hear it. Okay. 3 Bitcoins for 1 globe proof. Here's the number one. Here's the number 1 proof. By the way, if someone gets it, I'll give you guys 3 Bitcoins also. So they'll get 3 and you get 3. That's 6 for this show.
Now, how many of these coins? How much is these coins worth?
They're worth like $30,000 a piece.
Oh yeah, I'm finna get you. I want.
Okay. So here's the thing. You can Google, goblins, fairies, Bigfoot, aliens, and you're going to find all sorts of stuff. And whatever you search for, you're going to find it. But if you search for anything with flat earth in it, they're going to feed you the same results every time. Why? As the government that loves us, of course, wants our good, health and knowledge and wants us to be good, intelligent people, not obedient workers. They don't want that. And why are they feeding us garbage? Right? That's why I created this app. It's called the Flat Earth Sun, Moon, and Zodiac Clock app. You can get it at flatearthdave.com. Check it out. Check out the reviews. Don't get the app. Just check out the reviews. Okay. Right. Flatearthdave.com.
All right. So we're gonna take some calls, but we gotta lay down the rules first. Please, ladies and gentlemen, do not be on the speakerphone when you call. Please. We begging you. No speakerphones, no devices. Talk on the phone, and don't be have the device that you're listening to us on plan once we answer the phone. You need to turn it off before or right when we do it off or whatever, but please turn it off. Don't try to get around it because we don't want to have these crazy calls. And for that, the cursing people, I'm gonna hang up on you right away. So see, I hope y'all learned your lesson about that. And some guy was mad at me because I said
don't pray for me.
Yeah, don't pray for me.
That's okay. They'll live.
Yeah. All right. So here we go. Hello. What's your name and where you calling from?
Hello.
Hello. What's your name and where you calling from?
My name is Rudy Perez, and I'm calling from Lincoln, Nebraska.
All right.
Nebraska.
So what's on your mind?
So I just wanted to know, like, one of the questions you guys had, like taking calls in. My opinion, watching Flat Earth Dave, I just had a buddy introduce it to me, like probably 6 months ago, who's also a fellow believer in Christ. And my uncle believes it, and I never believed it. I'm more like Marlon, you know what I'm saying? I'm like, nah, it's round, because that's what we've always been taught. But with the amount of the deception that is being revealed on the earth right now, I mean, it's almost apparent that everything that NASA has tried to teach us is a lie. Everything that we've learned from the government is a lie. So it's like almost obvious with all the truth that God is letting out on the earth right now. It's just another notch in his belt saying, listen, I'm God, and I'm going to make sure everybody knows the truth.
Yeah. One thing that I've learned not to do is believe what the government tell us. I'm way past that.
It's basically what they tell you, run the other way. Just do the opposite and you'll be good. You'll be good. It's like Jim Cramer. Whatever he says to buy, don't buy it.
Don't buy it.
Do the other. Yeah, do the opposite.
Oh man. All right, you got a response to what he said, Dave?
What was the question exactly? It was
He did.
I think he's
Oh.
just making a good comment. He sees flat earth, and
do you have a question?
This deception is what keeps us slaves. And so, waking up to it and then helping others wake up to it is what we should all be doing, in my opinion.
Yeah. Hello, caller.
My question, I do have a question, and it's very hard to hear you guys because I can't be on the stream and my phone at the same time.
Yeah.
But my question is to Dave, what is your number one theory for the deception? I know you kind of briefly answered that already, but there's a bigger scope to that because so many people believe in this. What is, let's just say, the adversary, our enemy, Satan, what is his deception for? What is the number one answer for that, or guess, or feeling, emotion, belief?
They want to be gods. They literally want to be gods, and they want to rule this world. They say that Satan is the ruler of this world, and it's a choice that people have. So I actually think that people we're here being tested. Like, are you gonna go to the dark side? Are you gonna try to expand the creator's mind? I think it's here to hide God, to just basically to hide God and to rule the world. And that's essentially what they're doing. They have us as slaves. They don't, they're hiding free energy technology. They're hiding all sorts of stuff. People think there's a food shortage. That's ridiculous. There's no food shortage. There's a knowledge shortage. People don't realize you can stick a seed into the ground and water will fall from the sky and food will grow. Okay. People think that we're overpopulated because of the news. And the truth is that, every family could have an acre in Australia, and half of Australia would be empty. Okay. It's crazy. And that's if you believe the population number. I don't believe that there's nearly that many people on earth as they say. So it's all about control, and it's all about control and keeping us away from God, making people materialistic, making people not care about family, bringing in all sorts of insanity into this world that basically it's all to defy God.
I agree with that.
Absolutely. And then I got one more question for Corey and Marlon. I just want to give a shout out to my mom. She's the one that put me up on game with you guys, and that was probably a few months ago, 6 months ago. That's how I've been watching you guys every day from now on. And I just wanted to ask y'all two's opinion. What can we do as people of all colors, people of all different conspiracy theory podcasters like Flat Earth Dave, like you guys bring everything to light about Hollywood. What do you all think, all three of you actually, that we can do as believers in Christ and to unite all of these, let's say, platforms so we can battle against the enemy and be successful. Because I watch Too Strong. I watch a lot of deception. I could watch Flat Earth Dave about Flat Earth. I could watch another person about such and such, Mark the Messenger, about the Bible. But at some point, if we're going to win this battle, we all need to find a way to unite and to bring all these platforms together to resist the devil, and he will flee from all of us, and then we will have heaven on earth, and Jesus will come back. What can we do to do that?
Nothing. It's not going to happen.
Stop that.
No, I'm serious. It's not. It's not.
The
It's not
people
happen.
coming together, they're not going to happen?
No.
So they've divided us. They divided us by countries. They divided us by race, religions, by political parties, by sports teams. Divide. Flat Earth actually brings people together. Flat Earth brings people to the creator. I found the creator because I found out the earth was not a spinning ball, right? So Flat Earth is the kryptonite of their system.
Question.
Go.
Did Flat Earth bring you to the creator, or did the creator bring you to Flat Earth?
Right.
The creator's always trying to throw synchronicities and clues at you.
Flat Earth was his avenue to get you to believe him. That's all.
Right. So that's why I use Flat Earth to help other people. And here's the thing: whether you're Christian, Muslim, spiritual, whatever, and then a Christian might say, "Well, you need to do this," right? Don't say that to people. Set an example. Say, this is what I believe. This is how I behave. Set an example, and that's how you bring people. Let people make up their own minds. When people say, "Dave, what's your religious? What do you believe?" And I say, I believe there's a creator, and that's where I draw the line, because I want you to figure it out. I want you to find your relationship with the creator. Okay, there's so many people that just push and say, if you don't do this, you're going to hell. That doesn't help anybody. Okay, whether it's true or not, it doesn't help anybody. Right. So my answer to his question is, set an example, help people, whether you want to talk about Flat Earth, you want to talk about, all the trafficking that's going on, whatever you want to do it. Go out and do something and help enlighten someone's spirit. Help lift them up. Help the person to the left of you. Everyone help the person to your left. Okay? Or right, or behind you.
Let me explain to you why I said it's not going to happen, and we can't do nothing to make that happen. Because God said it's not going to happen. He never intended for that to happen. What we have to do is we have to separate. That's the part that we're missing. We keep trying to work on how can we just all get along. We're not going to do it. Because if we do it, if we all just get along, then that proves God wrong.
Tower of Babel too.
You see what I'm saying? So the key is right there.
Yeah, you're right.
The answer is right there in the book. He said that we have to become holy. And when we become holy, we separate. And until we separate, you know what I'm saying, we're a part of it. So no, it's not going to happen. It's just not going to happen.
Yeah, no, you're right about that. I found that I'm gaining more ground in the spiritual realm, isolating myself from others, which is just part of the your walk when you begin or whatever. But I just want to say to Corey and Marlon, thank you for your work. I've been praying for your son, Corey, and your story is amazing. Both of you guys are very intelligent people, and I love watching your show. Flat Earth Dave, this is the first time I saw you. I'll add you to my prayer list, and thank you for taking the time to have me as a guest on the show. And I would love to meet you guys someday and do some work with you or get on the podcast again. And thank you guys so much. God bless you.
Where are you located? Where are you located?
In Nebraska. I'm from California, but I live in Lincoln, Nebraska now.
The reason I'm asking is because in October 21st and 22nd, I think that weekend, in Las Vegas, we're having Flattoberfest, which is a conference, international conference, super fun, amazing people in Las Vegas. So if you want to find information on that, just go to flatearthdave.com and click on Flattoberfest.
Why don't you buy me and Marlon a couple first class tickets?
Oh, that's of course.
Use that Bitcoin. Use that
me
Bitcoin.
Too. How about me too? How about all three of us? You can keep the Bitcoin and give us all three of us.
Yeah. I like that you want first class too. It's nice. I appreciate that.
Big guy.
I get it.
Yeah. All right. Thanks for calling, brother. We appreciate you, man. We really do.
Hey, thank you.
Right,
God bless y'all.
You too. He said he want to go too. Me too, man.
Me too. Yeah.
Yeah. So no, man. It's you bring up very interesting points. I mean, you can't like the way you're saying it is like, I mean, how do you debunk it? It would take a lot, even if what you're saying, now hear me closely, everybody. Even if what you're saying is debunkable, it's going to be hard to debunk it, even at that, even if it is a possibility. But I don't know. Hello, what's your name and where you calling from?
You bring up very interesting. Hello.
Hello,
Hello, can you hear me?
What's your name and where you calling from?
I'm LJ, calling from Baltimore, Maryland.
All right, LJ, what's on your mind, man? What's your thoughts?
Yeah, I love Dave. You know, I watch him all the time. I'm a flat earther. I'm a Christian. I believe in the Bible. You know, it's a lot of scriptures in the Bible that describe a flat stationary Earth. And you know, for years we've been relying on and trusting on the fallen system. You know, it's corrupt and deceptive. You know, and they repeatedly lied to us. You know, about things basically like cosmology. And then when your cosmology is not right, you know, everything else falls apart. You know, it's like it's something inside of us that God is calling, and once we hear it and see it, then it draws us to Him. And I believe that's what this flat Earth thing is. You know, it's being revealed, and it could be proven. You know, I just you know, love Dave, and God bless y'all, and you know, I'm praying for y'all.
All right, man. Thanks. We appreciate it.
Thanks.
Yep. Yeah. You got something brewing over there, Merlin. I see you. Come on, man. This is me. Let's take another call. Then come on out with it. Hello, what's your name and where you calling from?
Hello, God bless you, my two strong kings. And this is Laila Proctor. I'm calling from Harrisburg, Pennsylvania.
All right.
I just wanted to get on to say this guy's Flat Earth. Is that what his name is?
Flat
He's
Earth.
amazing.
Flat Earth Dave, yeah.
Flat Earth
Yes,
Dave.
he's amazing. And he has a lot of facts. But I was calling to say, since he's being so gracious, does he want to give out some...
Listen. You got to cut us off in the background.
Oh, God, Corey. Sorry. I walked by it. Okay. Is that better?
Is it off?
Hello, is that better?
Is it off? Okay, if it's off, it's better. Okay, go ahead. We listen.
Okay, Corey. Yes. So I just wanted to say, since he's being so gracious with his Bitcoin, my word says, God says, you have not because you ask not. So I'm asking the question, and can I get some Bitcoin? Because he's offering. Praise God.
I appreciate that, but I'm really not being that generous because I know the Earth is flat. All right, I know the Earth is flat. Right, I'm just trying to get people to look into it, and some people like money motivates them.
Okay. Well, I'm looking into it with you. I'm absolutely looking into it with you. So you should definitely be of some help to help people do that.
If you got to give, ain't that right?
That's right. That's very nice.
That's it. I mean, you're just a giver. I can see it in your spirit, and you're very passionate. You're not sitting on the TV. So I think you should just be gracious and be a blessing tonight.
You know what? If I was in a better situation, maybe I would just do that. So why don't you hit me up in a couple of months? See how things are looking.
He is real good.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
I will. God bless you.
You know what?
I believe that it is flat.
I'm gonna pray for you. How's that?
No.
Oh no, honey. I pray for myself.
That's right.
God, in the name of Jesus. I don't accept other people's prayers because I don't know who you're praying to.
That's right.
All right.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you.
All right. You guys have a blessed one.
Right.
Thank you. That's
good
very
stuff.
Interesting caller. Good caller.
Yeah, man.
Since you're giving away that money and you want to give it, I'll take it.
You know what? Man, I'm gonna tell you what I believe, Dave. I believe that I could probably come up with something to debunk everything you said and prove that the Earth is round. If you give me a few of them Bitcoins, I need a little money to do it for the research.
Yeah, it doesn't work that way. It doesn't work that way. No, it doesn't work
Corey,
that way.
It works like our debate system.
Yeah.
You got to present what you got before you tell us that we don't know what we're talking about.
Right. Okay. So he got me there.
Yeah, he's using our technique. Now, what I had in my mind was not anything groundbreaking or revolutionary. And it's not even a debunking of the flat Earth thing. Okay. When I was younger, I was wanting to be a meteorologist. Okay. I loved chasing storms. I loved hurricanes. I wanted to watch all these natural disasters and find out how they worked. And So the earth and the idea of it was always a fascinating thing to me. And when I first started getting into it, all of the mathematical equations that they started to toss out about the earth being a globe only fostered more belief that God existed. Here's why. Now, I can do just as much by reading the scripture and finding that it's flat. And I can do curvature and all that. The reason I say I believe that it doesn't matter to me because both of them prove him to me. This is why I said that. For it to happen the way they said it happened couldn't be by chance. That was the first thing that came to my mind when they kept telling me that the earth is round and it's where it is, and all this stuff is taking place around it and in spite of it, and everything that they've said, speed of it, the where it's hung, if it were a half inch one way or a half inch another, everything would collapse. Everything that they said to me when it came to that never proved to me anything man-made or anything random. That is the most definite proof to me that God existed. Now, when it came to the flat earth, and I only encountered a flat earth theory in the last, I don't know, 6 years maybe. And I've had conversations with people on flat earth. But the hinging of all my bets to believe flat earth over round earth or round earth over flat earth, the reason it's inconsequential to me is because whether it is or not, seeing the deception of other people is one thing. They'll use anything to deceive. Heck, they'll use the Bible to deceive you. But when I know that neither one of their explanations can be explained by man, that's where it doesn't matter to me. Man can't really explain to me how the earth is doing what they say it's doing. Even though they can observe it, they can't tell me how. Even if it's flat, you still can't tell me how. You just know that it is. You couldn't tell me what under the earth looks like. You couldn't tell me if there's what. But so there's lots of things that I can say. I believe in the flat earth. But okay, so what's underneath it? I don't know. What's above it? I don't know. So there's tons of stuff you don't know. The same place, the same thing that spinning on a globe, people don't know. The only thing I know that's 1,000,000% sure is that in either of those scenarios, they're both impossible without a creator. That's all I know. That neither it can't be flat and it can't be round without God.
I think the creator has created some. The creator has created some physics for us to deal with, and the physics that he created is testable. We can actually play with those physics. The ball defies the physics that the creator has given us. Now,
so did the resurrection.
I know where you're going. The creator could make a creator defied physics. I think that's just a step too far for me. Okay. But the creator has made it so you can have high pressure next to low pressure without a physical barrier. And we can test that. And it doesn't work without a physical barrier. Well, the ball doesn't have a physical barrier. It's adjacent to no pressure. It's absolutely goes against physics. Now, God, the creator, created physics. Maybe saying, oh, well, we have a ball next to a vacuum. That's, to me, that's blasphemy. You're going against the creator's physics.
I can't go against it if he's already defied it himself.
Well,
has he defied it? Has he ever reanimated a dead body? That's against physics, and that's against science. You can't reanimate the dead. You can't regrow a body part. That's against physics too.
No, you can.
You can't bring an entire valley of bones to life. No science can ever do that. That's impossible. On this
you
earth,
can regenerate. You can regenerate a rib.
Hold on. There are myriads of things that God's done. Tons of things that God has done that science will never be able to replicate at all because it goes against what they know about science.
I got you. So here's the thing. You want to defend the globe or the flat earth? The flat earth, everything goes with physical science. The globe, you have to make up excuses and say God did it. The only thing you can say is God defied physics. God did this.
Bad? Right? If God did it, that's a good excuse, ain't it?
Yeah, but you have to make it up. On a flat earth, you don't have to make up anything.
I'm not making it up if God did it.
Well, no, but you have no proof that it could actually exist other than God did it.
Yeah, and that's enough for me.
On flat earth, you don't have to make up anything. You don't have to say.
But that's enough for me. If God did it, that's enough.
So let me ask you a question.
But you're making up things to go with the globe.
So do so okay, so and it's a question. Do you give more validity to science or to God and his powers?
That's a great question, but the reason I'm going to answer it very carefully is science works for everybody, no matter what your religious belief, right? If somebody doesn't believe in the creator, then that whatever proof you show them is worthless. Okay, so
if they don't believe in the creator, does it matter? I mean, if they don't believe the creator, does that make anything true or false? Because they don't believe.
Yeah.
No, well, it doesn't help them. Like the science brought me to the creator. Okay, the creator made the science that brought me to the creator. Okay, it's all good, right? So I think the stuff in the Bible is amazing, but we're interpreting it. And is it the actual written word? Has it been changed? Has it been translated incorrectly? I don't know these things. I'm not a Bible scholar, but there's many Bible scholars in the flat Earth realm community that I do listen to, right? And I'm learning more and more every day. I got a long way to go, but the physical world is so easy to prove that we're not on a spinning ball, and you don't have to make up wild stories to say that well, God makes this impossible thing possible. And I'm not saying you can't. I'm just saying you don't have to make it up in a flat Earth. Can I show you something else? Something that we recently discovered since we've talked.
Oh, absolutely. Go ahead.
So this is a ship tracking site. Okay, you can see all cargo ships all over the world. And we found a ship 730 miles inside of the shoreline of Antarctica. How did it get there? How did it get 730 miles in, right? And that's 1.9 miles above. If Antarctica is what they say it is, it's 1.9 miles high. Okay, that doesn't make any sense, right? And then we found another one 905 miles in. This is zoomed out a little more. 905 miles to the closest port. How did it get there? All right. And that one is 2.37 miles above sea level. Okay. So here's a map. I showed you this map last time, I think. This is an old map that was found supposedly 10 centuries old. It was published in a Hawaiian newspaper, and it shows like 30, 40 continents outside of where we think Antarctica is, which is the shoreline of our world. Okay. So we have this. Right. And one of the ships that we found was registered at the nation of Kiribati. You guys ever hear of Kiribati?
No.
Kiribati's out here in the middle of nowhere. Okay. It's a sandbar. Okay. Here it is. I'm going to put a pin on it. All right. It's a little atoll. And it's a tiny little island. And it is in the middle of nowhere. And the United States and China and other countries say that Kiribati is one of the most important trade routes that we have. An important trade route, a sandbar in the middle of nowhere, right? China gave them $10 billion recently, and I think America gave them a similar number not that long ago. What does this sandbar need that for, right? This is all unpopulated over here. Just people live over here in just these little areas, okay? So what's going on out there, right? Right, there's a whole bunch of things going on with Kiribati. Now, one of the things is it has the Captain Cook Hotel. Okay, Captain Cook's the guy that sailed around Antarctica. It took him 3.5 years. He went over 68,000 miles, but then it should have been only 10 to 13,000 miles, and that makes no sense unless the Earth is flat, of course. Right, whole bunch of things going on with Kiribati, and we recently found that there's all of these ships at Kiribati at their gigantic pier that they have there. And we're looking at them, and normally if you click on them, it tells you where they're going, gives you all this information. Very little information, but they're all either unknown destination or Christmas Island. Okay, Christmas Island. I mean, what is that about, right? And if you know about the origins of Christmas and everything, that's pretty weird, right? So, what is going on with Kiribati, and what is really going on? And here's what I theorize, okay? And I want the right to go look. So I think it is an important trade route. Here's Kiribati, And here's the ship going 700, 800, 900 miles outside of what we think is Antarctica. This is the shoreline beyond our world. Maybe it is a trade route. Maybe they're trading tuna fish or children or technology, chips, weapons. I don't know, right? We want the right to understand. You've never even heard about Kiribati, so how would you ever know that this was happening? Okay?
Right.
And there's a whole bunch of other things that are going on out there that just are red flag after red flag after red flag. So let me just show you how you can hide the creator from the world. Okay. I call this How Would You Know? Right. So here's a map of, just a regular map. And let's say we lived here and there's no communication worldwide. Okay. We don't have telephones. We don't have airplanes. We don't have anything. We just live here. So I circle America, Mexico, part of South America. And they said, okay, this is where you live. And then in school, they took this map, they wrapped it around a sphere, and they said, this is all that there is. Europe doesn't exist. Africa doesn't exist. Australia doesn't exist. This is all that there is. And guess what? You're not allowed to go explore this white area. It's not at the bottom of a ball. That white area was that circle, was that line, right? This is the white area. But they wrapped it around a ball and said, you're not allowed to go here. Okay? So how would you know that these other civilizations, Europe, Africa, Australia, China, you wouldn't know about them because this is the prison for your mind. So let's go a little farther. What if the world was set up? I kind of like this theory. I call it puddle theory. These are all other worlds. We live at the center of this world right here. Okay. If we zoom in, here's our world. Okay. Here's our world. You got the United States, South America, Africa, Australia. This is our world, right? And this ring is what they tell us Antarctica is. It's a couple thousand miles wide, right? They cut it out, they wrap it around a sphere, and they say, you are not allowed to explore here. And if you do, we're going to stop you, sink you, arrest you, right? You know what this is? This is a prison for your mind. This is to disconnect you from true creation, in my mind, right? This is to stop you from expanding your thoughts and to believe in shortages, believe in that the world is limited. We're running out of everything. We're going to be hit by an asteroid. That is a prison for your mind. Now, do I know that there's more land out there? I would bet my life on it. Okay. I don't know how far it goes. I don't know anything. We want the right to go explore as free human beings, but they've taken that away from us. They took us out. You can't really fly out there with an airplane that uses fuel because you'll run out of fuel. And then how are you going to come back? And there's nothing there. What about airships? Well, they took those out with the Hindenburg. Oh, hydrogen is too dangerous. And helium, there's a helium shortage. You know why? NASA controls all of the helium in the world. Okay? There's never enough helium. So we can't have rigid inflatables that would allow us to explore, without needing fuel. So that's what I think is going on. That's why I want the people to wake up and demand the right to go explore Antarctica and the North too.
Yeah,
two places that are off limits, right? So check this out. Where is it? The two places that would prove that the Earth is a globe or flat. It would prove either one. But if we let me just get to it. If the two places we're not allowed to go is Antarctica and the Arctic. Okay. So we're not allowed to go there physically, and we're not allowed to go there virtually. Here I am on Google Earth. You can do this on your Google web browser. And I measured South America. Beautiful. It tells me the square miles. Now, when I try to measure Antarctica, so I know how big is Antarctica. Okay. Look what happens. Look at that. What is that? It's not letting me measure Antarctica. You know why? Because Antarctica isn't this at the bottom of the ball. Antarctica is that circle all the way around. And this is exactly what it's measuring. Okay. It's not letting me measure Antarctica. Well, that's pretty weird. Let's try somewhere else. Let's go up to the North Pole. Okay. What's going on at the North Pole? Now, the North Pole is a little bit different, but if we go up to the North Pole and we do the same thing happens. Look at that. The only two places on Earth that we're not allowed to go physically or virtually, you can't measure, right? all of the countries in the world fighting over resources, fighting over everything, they all agree on two things. You got to get this thing stuck in your arm, and no one can go to Antarctica or the North Pole. They all agree unanimously. Oh, the countries that have to be working together, to hide space travel. They all agree on those two things. It's all a show. The world is a stage. You know who said that? Shakespeare. Shakespeare wasn't even a real person. So the person that said the world is a stage character. Okay? This world is such a deception to hide the creator. That's what's going on. That's why I left my own company. That's why I do this full time. That's why I come on shows like yours, and every show is to help people unplug, because people say, well, what difference does it make? I have to go to work on Monday. I'm only one person. It doesn't make a difference in my life whether the earth is flat or a globe. That's ridiculous, because once you see creation, once you unplug and say, I'm no longer buying into your BS, then they lose your power. This is literally a spiritual war. They want our souls. They want our energy. But when you unplug from it, you stop feeding the beast. You stop feeding them. And that's what they're petrified of this. That's why there's congressional meetings. What are we going to do about the disinformation on YouTube? We need to stop people from talking about flat earth. That's why we're going to put a Wikipedia article under each one. That Wikipedia article has woken up so many people. People are like, why is that under there? Well, I don't trust the government. And people are waking up left and right. So that's why it matters. When people say it doesn't matter, it doesn't make a difference in my life, it does make a difference in your life. When God said, I forget what verse it is, I always forget, that once you see my creation, you can no longer deny my existence, right? You can deny God until you understand that the earth is flat, and then you can't deny God. Now, you're a believer in God, so you can say God created the earth, the globe, or flat. You can have, that's great. But someone that doesn't believe in God, you cannot believe in a creator. You have to believe in a creator once you understand that the earth is an intelligently designed plane.
Now, mind you, I didn't say that I was a believer, and that's what made myself more believe God was the... No,
I didn't claim that at all. I didn't say that at all. I didn't say it at all.
Okay. I just want to make sure people understand. I'm not saying that I am one way or the other. And I'm not defending round, and I'm not defending flat. My stance, and this is just for the audience, my stance is this. And y'all can say, wake up all you want. I've never been asleep. I don't know what I'm waking up from. So I don't know exactly what I'm supposed to wake up to. So in either case, this is why it doesn't matter to me. Because everybody has to meet the creator at some point, whether you're alive or dead when he shows up, or you believe him now or you don't believe him, because he said there's no excuse. By the time it's all said and done, you ain't got no excuse. So here's my view. I have always grown up with the belief that God existed thanks to my mother and my father, and they instilled that in me because the Bible said to do so. Train a child in the way he should go, so when he gets old, he ain't go stray from it. But I had to encounter my own relationship, and that didn't happen till late, and it wasn't because of flat or round. In my world,
Marlon,
being flat, hold on.
Sorry,
it being flat and it being round is inconsequential to me. Why? Because in either case, there is one person who controls any of it, and whatever he deems necessary to win somebody, he gonna do it. I am living here, and if I'm spinning 1 billion miles a minute, or I'm just standing still, none of it affects my spirit walk, because that is for a whole different plane altogether. Not gravity, nor people's opinions matter in that realm. And that's the realm I live. That's where it is. I live in that realm and no other realm.
So Marlon, if God put you here on earth and you were in a caged in area that was only 500 miles around, and everything you needed was in there, sports teams and groceries and job and your house, and just everything was in there, and you're not allowed to go near that wall that separates you, and you're like, well, God created this, I'm good, it makes no difference to me. You're leaving out a lot of possibility of God's creation. You're leaving out
that. Did he say that's how far I can go? I thought you said God put me there, right?
Well, no, not you're the people that are running this world put you in that circle. They put you in that circle. They said, this is all that there is. And you believe them. And you're like, well, God created this amazing place. This is the circle Earth I live in. And that's what I believe. And it doesn't make any difference whether it's a ball or flat, because it does make a difference, because there's more and they're hiding more from you. Okay.
And God revealed it to me.
God revealed it to me.
Okay. No, I'm saying, can God reveal it to me? Not the where I'm at, but himself.
I think that God allows us to wake up and find these things ourselves. Like, I did the work, and now I know that there's more. I know that there's more.
What's
the end goal? Is to I think that we're here to figure out what this place is. I think we're here to gain maximum intellect. I think that we're here to share love and joy with others and expand the mind of the Creator. And in the end, it doesn't matter, because when you die and go back to the Creator, you're back, and then you're like, oh, you know what? I want to redo. I want to do that again, because I want to do it differently next time. Whatever. I think that we choose to come here, and that's all. That's
where you're all the way wrong, because you couldn't have gotten that from the book, and you couldn't have gotten that from God, because that's not what he said. So if that's the belief that you have of the God that you say, there's no reason for me to follow, flat or round. I'm just going to live the way I'm living, because this is what I got. He said it's appointed once for a man to die, and after that, a judgment. There is no second coming back. There's no reincarnation. There's no second birth coming back, and none of that. So I'm not looking for a second chance. This is all I have. And the only chance I have to have a relationship with God before I spend eternity with him is now. The earth size and shape don't matter to me, because it doesn't affect my belief in him.
And I say, if you're here in this God-created realm, is to understand that what it is and how big it is, and rather than just being encapsulated in a small area.
Bigger than all of it.
Okay. I mean, to me, I'd like to explore farther. That's all. That's just me.
You know, Solomon spoke about knowledge, and he spoke about it intently. And he said that the wisdom of man is what they go for, everything, but all of it is folly. Everything is folly. They're chasing after the wind. The only thing that matters is the fear of God. That's it. The whole of man is to fear God and keep his commandments. And if Solomon, the wisest man on earth, could just make it that simple for me, man, it's simple. Fear God, keep his commandments, period, point blank.
Yeah. I don't think God means to put us in chains. I think men mean to put us in chains. And I look at the globe. Well, I look at if you believe in the globe, you're in chains, because you believe in this limited. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying, if you believe in the globe. So anyone that believes they live in a globe, they're agreeing to live in chains. If they've never been experienced, if no one ever presented a flatter, bigger realm to them, then that's just their own ignorance. But if someone is offering the information, then it's your choice whether you want to explore it or not. Now, there's lots of people that are very happy living on their ball. Okay. And that's the limit of their life. It's not the limit of my life. My life, I want to expand, and I want to really appreciate this God created place. And whether I'm coming back or not, I'm not even worried about that. I'm here now. I'm here experiencing this creation. Okay. And I want to experience it to the max.
That's good. That's good. I'm experiencing a different world to the max.
Yeah. just for people that think that flat Earth is big, these are the people right here. I can't even zoom in. These are the people that are using my app on the Friend Finder. It's amazing, and people are using it as a job app, as a dating app, as a friend finder, as just finding other intelligent people that they're willing to that they can have conversations with, and it's about to get a lot better. If I click the profile section, you'll see that we have this whole new profile thing, and you can do posts and all sorts of stuff. And then you'll be able to add friends, and you can do video calls on here. You can do all sorts of stuff. There's groups to join, and it's a blast. If you're looking at the app, you don't have this yet. This is coming out soon, very soon. This part, the Facebook looking friend finder.
And that app is throw that out there. And that app is going to help bring people to God.
I think it does.
Right?
I think it helps.
No, I'm not saying it.
Listen, it helps people. Listen, when you're a flat earther and awake and aware to what this world isn't for sure, you're looking for other intelligent people to talk to, because, you know, you look at normies out there. Well, what do they talk about? Sports, weather, you know, this and that. And it's just boring. And you want to talk to other flat earthers. This is how you can find. You look at it and go, wow, there's somebody right down the street from me. There's 20 people in my town. You send out a radius message like, hey, meet at Rico's Pizza Saturday, 4 p.m., you know, having a meetup. And then people show up. If one person shows up, it's an event. Okay, we did it. We had 75 people show up. And we had such a great time. And then new personal relationships. I think personal relationships are a gift from God. Okay, we're here online. Like, I don't know you guys, man. We're kind of online friends here. And but meeting in person is something different. So there's people that are getting married because of this. There's people that have new friends, new meaning of life that lift them up out of depression because they found other awake, aware people. Right. So, and by the way, I didn't create this app by myself. It's all credit goes to the creator, because this app is incredible and there's no way I could have done it myself.
Well, I mean, hey, everybody believe differently, man. I mean, I'm not stuck in a mindset that in order to find intelligent people, you got to find flat earthers. You know, I wouldn't necessarily measure it that way. You know what I'm saying? But I get it.
No. There's plenty of intelligent people. Being ignorant, and ignorant isn't a derogatory term. I'm ignorant to things that I don't know about. I'm ignorant because I don't know about them. So there's people that are, you know, are doing well in life. They're super Christians. They're friendly. They're charitable. They help many people. They have a great job. All these things are great, but they're ignorant to this expansive plane that we live on. I think that, you know, when you understand that we don't live on a globe, you want to talk to other people that have that same understanding.
All right, let me
like-minded people.
I got two questions.
Okay.
Do you believe in salvation?
In what manner?
Okay. Do you believe that that we're living on this earth and that when we die, you know, one day we're going to be eternally in heaven or in hell?
I believe that you do have to pay. You have an accounting. We'll call it that. So yes.
What
the
about
answer is yes?
Okay. Yes.
What's that?
All right.
Yeah.
No, because you didn't answer me first. Okay. So if you is where you're gonna go, does it have anything to do with believing the flat earth or the globe or the round earth or whatever? Does that dictate anything?
No, I don't think that that it has a direct effect, but I think that when you understand that what this place is, I think it brings you closer to God. I think it makes you a better person. I've seen people change. I've seen people that, you know, they were not mean people, but they became much nicer. They became more charitable. I've become more charitable because of this.
You didn't get any of them coins.
What's that? I didn't give any of those coins. Yeah. Oh, I love that woman, by the way. She's great. She was awesome. I think it does help you get closer to the creator. So yeah, I think it helps. Is God going to go, oh, you went to charity, you went to church, you did a check. Oh, you didn't find the flat earth, you're going to hell. I don't think that's the case. I don't think that's the case at all. But, you know, I think the flat earth brings you to lots of other understandings that are understandings of creation. So
I got you.
That's how I see it.
Hey, I totally agree and understand with a lot of things you're saying. I understand your point. And for the record, again, if I had to bet my last dollar on it, I would go with flat, because that's what just makes basic. To me, it's you know, I know you take it deep and that's good. Some people go there. Me, I just keep things simple. I think it's flat. That's what I would lean towards, but I don't know if it's flat around. And I don't invest a whole lot of time and energy into it unless I'm having just an interesting conversation for entertainment like now. But I think that we all agree here that whether we think it's flat around, it does not have anything to do with our salvation.
When you look at into the heliocentric model, which I call the heliosinister trick, there's so many 666s. Have you seen all the 666s? There's like 100 different things that all add up to 666. You know, we're traveling. Yeah, so there's something satanic about the globe model, other than hiding God. Pretty satanic. Okay, there's so many things. it kind of things that should make you go, WTF.
Yeah. But you know what? Now, we might have to get us a part 2 or bring you back another day. But right now we got to go because we got another show to get to called The Mix. So y'all make sure you go over there, type it in The Mix, and we'll be over there. Dave, man, and any last things or any ways to find you, the name of the app, whatever information you want to give up. And
everything can be found at flatearthdave.com. If you have a podcast, you know of a podcast that wants to have this conversation, you can just book Flat Earth Dave there to start the conversation. That my app is there. If you don't want to get the app, that's fine. The app is $3. There's the crash course there. Watch some of those videos. Turn off Netflix. Stop being programmed and watch those videos in the crash course on my website. And of course, if you can make it out to Vegas in October, Flattoberfest is the coolest group of people you ever met. I always say I've never met a blue dot I don't like.
All right, y'all. There it is. Flat Earth Dave. Check him out. flatearthdave.com. Very interesting conversation. Even with the people that just was cuckoo, but that's okay. Listen, we'll be back tomorrow. I think tomorrow, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Hey, y'all, listen. Yeah, we'll be back tomorrow with Royalty. Another good show. So y'all make sure y'all check us out. All right, we got to go. Wake up before you go to sleep. Peace. We are out of here.